Stop your grinning and drop your linen. Found.
What's going on, Knights of Fulcrum? It is me, your boy Gilbert.
And me, Harry.
And special guest today, straight from LV 429. Fuck, I don't know the planet name. Whatever. We got our buddy and local. Yeah, we have our local alien expert.
Hey, it's a dead guy. I hail from planet LV 420.
420. There we go. LV 420.
I'm still dying.
And today, if you hadn't guessed, like with everything that just happened, everything that transpired, also our podcast today, I have to mention, is sponsored by Weyland-Yutani, Building Better Worlds.
Building Better Worlds starts with you.
Exactly. And this podcast. So you know what? If you're a supporter of the company, you need to watch the podcast through its entirety. Otherwise, you're gonna add another 2 years onto your contract. Anyway, so today is a very special day. And that's why we have a very special guest here. I keep on pointing over the wrong direction. And so what is that today, Harrison? What special anniversary, what birthday do we have today?
Well, today we have to give thanks to our Lord for the birth of our Savior, that is the second xenomorph that we see in the series of Alien, for it is indeed aliens. Alien $sign is here.
Plural.
Alien dollars. Alien cash grab.
Plural.
Yeah. So okay, you know what? I think we just need to get this out of the way now. We are going to talk about the 40th anniversary of the best Alien movie. Like this is by far the greatest Alien movie that has been made. That includes Prometheus, Romulus, fucking whatever that other one was, Covenant, all these other, and sure as hell Alien 3.
That was a stab. That was a direct stab. Take that, David Fincher.
No. I mean, David Fincher has his place, but it's not in sci-fi.
Hey, listen. I personally am an Alien 3 fan because of the assembly cut. The assembly cut did change the game a little bit, but after that, we sort of had a spiral around the toilet bowl. And
the fan cut of Prometheus made that better. That doesn't make Prometheus a good movie. You know what I'm saying?
No, it doesn't. And I am going to agree with you on that. You know what I mean? The fan cuts make them better. Doesn't necessarily make them good.
Yeah. No, but again, you want to talk about a movie that didn't need a fan cut? Like it has a director's cut, which is I recommend. It's like an hour. It's like makes it a 2.5-hour movie, which is pretty long, but it's still a really good Aliens. And I just wanted to talk about this real quick. It is 40 goddamn years old. How old does that, like, all right, real quick. How old were you when you first saw the movie, and how old was it?
That was a carbon dating for me right there. I was at precisely 8 years old in the theater when I saw Aliens.
Okay, I saw Aliens really late. So I think I was early 20s, I think, when I finally saw Aliens. So it probably was getting towards maybe 30 years already when I saw it.
I think that's probably, I might have been in my teens when I saw it.
So you guys had to wait for the VHS or the DVD time.
Yeah, I think Aliens was allowed to drink by the time I saw it. And I wasn't yet.
Oh, yeah, I just got done on my stream. That's what I opened with. Was like, it's the 40th anniversary. That's what we're celebrating the stream with, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it carbon dates me right there. I was 8 years old when I saw it in the theater with my dad. I had nightmares for months after that, thinking facehuggers were under my bed, and they weren't. It was a terrifying experience. I did not think it was fun at 8. It was something that happened later when I went back and watched it again. I was like, oh, well, this is
that's
all
what Alien did.
Badass.
See, I think I might have been. I think it's because I saw Alien. So actually, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, I saw Alien after Aliens. But I think Alien scared me more because it's like they're a bunch of truckers or like engineers and shit. They don't actually have weapons. I'm like watching this. I'm like, you guys are Marines. Like, yeah, you're making stupid decisions, but you guys have guns. You have weapons. Like, there are ways to take down the xenomorphs. Like, that's what I like about this movie.
Well, they still failed.
You know, that's how it has to be. But
Why don't you put her in charge?
Oh, hang on. We got to. You want to talk about? Yeah, no, it has the Bill Paxton. He makes the movie, man.
Game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Like his delivery of lines. Harry, did you have anything you wanted to say about this movie?
Interestingly, I was thinking about this movie and sort of, you know, kind of what impact it's had on my life. And even though I didn't see the movie until very late on, it was very much present in my life. And thinking about like the first time I remember a reference to aliens, like specifically this movie, was probably around when I was 8, watching my brother play Conker's Bad Fur Day on the Nintendo 64. And at the very end of that game, a xenomorph, legally distinct xenomorph, bursts out of the chest of the main bad guy of the game, and you get the iconic line of "Get away from her, you bitch!"
Yes,
that's awesome. I did not know. So I don't think I've ever played Conker's Bad Fur Day, but that's an awesome reference to just throw into a supposed kids game.
Conker's Bad Fur Day was incredible because it looked like a kid's game, but it was not a kid's game. Was sort of the entire joke of it. Fantastic game. If you can find a way to play it, or if you can just find a let's play of someone playing it, it's pretty sweet.
Rock on. So we got 885th Batman fan in here saying, "Hey guys, do you believe that, or can you believe that Alien and Aliens are they're like the Godfather and Godfather Part 2 of the Alien friend?" Yes, I can, because they're the first 2 movies that were made in that franchise.
I mean, yeah, and arguably, Alien 3 is the Godfather 3 of the Alien franchise.
I mean, fair enough. Coppola's daughter dies versus Ripley. I mean, you know what I mean. You got it.
And it just kind of gets progressively worse from there, much like anything with the Godfather. You ever played the Godfather video game?
No.
It's like Grand Theft Auto, but you're basically just like a low level dude, and you have to build your way up to like underboss and shit like that. And it's you just see like CGI versions of the Godfather movies.
I did not. I've not played that. I did play the Sopranos PS2 game that came out.
What?
I remember that.
Why? Why would you play that?
Because I like the Sopranos, and they were doing it of everything. They made a game of The Shield, man. Like you could play a game of running around with Michael Chiklis, beating people up in LA.
Fair enough. And that GTA?
I mean, okay. So to kind of get back, still kind of keeping on bad video games. Did you guys ever play the Alien versus Predator game?
I did, unfortunately.
Both of them, both the old one and the one that they made for the Xbox.
I played the old one and never went back. So no, I didn't play the one for Xbox. We didn't get a good Aliens game till Isolation came out. Period. I was about to bring that up. Like, we did not have a cool Aliens game other than Isolation, and it took that long.
Alien Isolation, yeah. 885 says Alien Isolation is the video game that probably is the real Aliens 3.
Yeah,
like that game could have been the real Aliens 3. And I agree.
I agree.
I actually played that last year. I think I played either last year or 2024. Either way, I played it in the last couple of years, and it is just.
I agree, and I say we remove Alien 4 from the whole project. Remove Alien 4 and replace it with Romulus. And
what, you mean the guy who made Amelie 4 didn't do a good job?
No, I believe that was Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon did Alien 4, which is why it blew so bad in my fucking opinion.
Wait, which one? Alien 4?
Resurrection.
Alien Resurrection, yeah.
Oh God.
They loosely followed the comics, but again,
yeah, no, the screenplay was by Joss Whedon, and it was directed by Jean-Pierre Jeunet.
I think isn't that the same guy that did Silent Hill, right? The first Silent Hill movie, but he did good on that. So,
wait, he did that Silent Hill movie?
Yeah, I think so. What? I could be wrong, but it was a French guy, and that sounds very familiar to me. We are getting a bit sidetracked, but you get me down this nerdy path, and I can't.
We are, but
you know, like
Alien Resurrection. No, that was by Joss Whedon, though. The screenplay was in fact by Joss Whedon,
and he loosely followed the comics. And I get into it with my commenters all the time, who are like, "Will you please do old Dark Horse Aliens comics?" And I'm like, "No, they are stupid." They are weird. I grew up reading that stuff. It's weird. Take your nostalgia goggles off. Marvel's doing a good job. Shut up and watch. That's what I'm like in my comics now. Just shut up and watch.
Go check out Wolverine versus the Predator.
Yep.
On Dead Guy's channel.
No plugging, not yet. Anyway, Harry's got a plan for that.
Nah, but yeah. So yeah, I was gonna say they're making Alien Isolation 2. They just announced that this year.
Yes.
So that's gonna be awesome. Bring back Hicks, retcon Alien 3, and bring back Hicks. Because again, to kind of like segue back into what we were talking about, dude, the characters in this one, like, iconic. Like, first of all, it made Ripley more than just like, yeah, she was still a badass in Alien 1, but in Alien 2, she's got like, dude.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me pull it up. There we go.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Like, dude, her walk. I didn't do it because I didn't do the whole thing because I didn't want to get us in trouble. But her walking up. And then having that iconic line of the "get away from her, you bet," and then the fight with the xenomorph queen. Also, the xenomorph queen.
I mean, like, dude, Cameron gave that to us. That was not canon. No one had ever thought of anything like that before. Giger hadn't written anything like that, hadn't designed it, and he had no input either. So that design came from Stan Winston. Like, they designed it from drawing it to making it, and I went, holy shit, it looks like it belongs in the Alien. Like, it looked like Giger designed it, and he had nothing to do with it. So that was something I was always like, damn.
Yeah. So
Cameron
like,
gave us
stuff
gift.
like that. Like I, as much as I love as much as the original Alien, yeah, it sets the tone. It kind of makes it, like, gives you everything that the xenomorph is. Like, the Aliens, I think it just builds the lore so much better because it creates a xenomorph queen. It shows you like other, like, the power loader, like, and the fucking thing that they're riding, the tank car thing that the Marines ride in.
Oh, that APC carrier. Yeah. The people carrier.
APC character. The armored personnel carrier, that's what it is. And then like Bill Paxton, we have Michael Biehn, we have all of these different characters.
I mean, dude, like, Lance Henriksen. The list doesn't stop with Alien.
Bishop,
everybody in there. Yeah.
It is the
Paul Reiser, who was known as like he was on a sitcoms back then. He was doing rom-comedies and he was a comedian. And his thing was he'd always put his hands on his temples. And somehow he ends up playing a fucking corporate dick and nailed the role. So nobody expected, like, when people were hearing about Paul Reiser being in the new Aliens film, everybody was talking smack, like, that's stupid. What are you going to do with that? He's a comedian. And then you watch the movie and you're like, oh yeah, I want to kill him too. You know what I mean? Like, I want to kill the guy now too. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, and it's just, it was incredible. Like, also having the time jump is a great choice, like, of her being like 86 years or whatever in the future. So like, that was a great choice to do. So she's like, yeah, like, it kind of just adds to her story of being like she's like lost in time. Like, not only did she have to, her world turned upside down by an alien and like all of her friends were murdered, but now all of her family is gone. Like, everything she knew is just completely out the window. Like, I don't know. I think this movie just makes it so much better. And then all the other ones that they try to recapture that by her being a clone or her being, in a prison full of all dudes or whatever. I'm just like, miss me with all of that.
I mean, yeah, I think if you've got to look at the sequels, it might have been a failing on their part to keep Ripley in the story. I think there's a lot of they wanted to keep having Sigourney Weaver come back to sort of sell the movies and draw people in. But it does feel like this is a more satisfying end for Ripley. Because when you go to this film, there's this big theme of motherhood sort of throughout it, and kind of like the thing that is the most hurtful to Ripley is that she has missed her daughter's entire life. Fun little behind the scenes tip: the picture of her aged daughter that she looks at is actually just a picture of Sigourney Weaver's mum.
That's true.
And then she finds this kind of redemption in Newt, and Newt, like, saving her becomes like one of her big driving forces, because you can, once she's on the planet and everything goes to hell, you could imagine that Ripley could easily be just sort of like, okay, fine, I'm done. Join Bill Paxton and be like, yeah, man, we're going to die, because she's lost everything to live for, has lost her family, has lost her world. But then in Newt finds something new, and then you get the worst thing and the most vicious thing that can ever happen, two mothers fighting when she takes on the queen.
Yep. And that mama queen was just doing what mamas do, trying to protect her babies.
I mean,
they're just like, animals, they're
Ripley's
just animals.
Not wrong. No, Ripley's was not wrong for destroying the eggs and everything, but I like how the queen specifically lets Newt go because like the threat of destroying the eggs, and then she destroys the fucking eggs anyway.
Yeah,
it's like, ooh, cold.
Well, I think what it was if you notice, there's some subtle nuances in that scene that I didn't recognize till later, like on some rewatches, that the queen does go back on their agreement. They made a non-verbal agreement. If you let me go, I won't kill your babies. That's pretty much the agreement they made between. And the queen sort of honored that. Well, when Ripley started backing up, if you notice, 2 or 3 xenomorphs start approaching as if the queen's like, nope, don't let them go. Don't let them go. And she's saying it through that psychopathic connection that they had. That
weird, whatever weird bee thing.
Like Ripley knew. Ripley caught it. She saw the xenomorph start moving, and that's when she, if you notice, she does that cock in the head look at her like, what are you doing? Like, fuck you. And then burns the eggs. And the queen was stationary. And I love how that's what you think. You think this queen is sort of just stationary, stuck where she is, and has these. Then she breaks loose of her hatch and comes after. Because I mean, like, she just killed all her babies. She has to start making more now. They've already killed most of the xenomorphs in the facility. You know what I'm saying? They've killed almost all of them.
That's cool too. That the queen, that even if the queen needs to, she can detach from her egg sack and like.
Yeah, it's really neat to me.
Ideally, I suppose grow a new one later on when she goes back into her like laying stage or whatever. But like that is an insane thing. I don't know. I don't know how ants or bees or any of them. I don't know. Well. Yeah, I don't know how the one who lays all the eggs works. I don't know if they just
I know that don't they swell up like once the eggs are fertilized? I believe their abdomen swells up really big, and then they make these cocoon thingies and lay the eggs inside the cocoon. So it's very bee-like in a way, almost like a beehive. The way the queens function there,
yeah,
in a way,
like an ant hive, man. There is no ant hive, Hudson.
See, these are the director's cut stuff, guys. If you haven't seen the director's cut of Aliens, highly recommend. There's scenes that I remembered seeing in the theater. And even though people say it's the theatrical cut, bullshit. I remember things seeing in the theater when I saw it with my dad, the hallway where they set up those mini turrets. That was in the version I saw in the theaters. And when I saw all the VHS copies after that, I couldn't figure out why it wasn't in there. And they kept calling those the theatrical cut. I was like, that's not the theatrical cut. I saw that scene in the theaters when I was 9 and never saw it again till the late 90s when they released the special edition director's cut. And that's when I was like, oh shit, there it is. There's the scene I thought I was being, what would you call it? Mandela affected with, but it wasn't. It was, turns out that's what I saw. What?
So 885th has an interesting question. He said, didn't 1998 Godzilla, the Matthew Broderick one, didn't that rip off this film? I mean, it had a room full of egg sacs, that they bombed or destroyed it. Like they didn't have. It wasn't exactly a rip off.
Yeah, I'm not so sure I'd say it was a rip off of this film, but it does include the same thing of the villain, the monster reproducing. But, I think loads of things did that. I mean, didn't Arachnophobia did that?
Oh, Lordy God, Lord God, Lord. That fucking movie, dude. No, that just triggered my whole facehugger fear from when I was a kid, watching Arachnophobia. Instead of my brain's going, nope, facehuggers, I'm out.
So I'm like, all right, so that's an interesting thing. You wanted to bring this, or I know you've been itching to bring this up, DG. There's one scene in particular that I've heard. I know for a fact you have talked about before.
Yeah, it's actually a clip. It's a trailer now on the channel.
Yeah, no, I watched it. I watched it before your stream. I saw the trailer for that. And I think it's funny how you use that for a lot of different.
Well, it's not that. It's just, here's my thing. There's more. Trust me. You don't want to know. But there's more plot holes in Aliens than people realize. And the thing is it's such an exciting film, and he throws so much at you. On 2 watches, you're not going to catch any of this stuff. You're just taking it in. Like, hell yes, everything's perfect. The effects, everything's great. Thing is that scene in where Ripley and Newt were sleeping, and she wakes up and sees the facehugger tubes on the ground. And there's loose facehuggers running around the lab now. And she has to do all the lighting, trying to light the sprinkler system, whatever, beside the point. My whole plot hole on that, and it is a plot hole. I mean, it cannot be argued with. It's a plot hole. Is that Burke, there's no fucking way in hell Burke will be able to push over 2 of those giant tubes filled with liquid made out of metal and most likely glass without gallons upon gallons of fluid all over the floor, making loud crashing noises, not to mention the fact the facehuggers are now released, and these are the fastest organisms I think I've ever laid eyes on. There's no way Burke would have beelined it through a slippery, wet water floor after making a bunch of banging noises without getting face hugged. So I call bullshit on that scene. It should have been thought out a little better. And the only reason I brought it up is because people scrutinize all the new Alien stuff till there's no fun in it anymore, and to where you can't walk away from the movie because they're like, it wasn't Aliens. And I was like, well, let's be real then. Let's go back and watch Alien and Aliens again, and let's scrutinize it like you're doing the new ones, and you'll find everybody in every Aliens movie has made a stupid fucking decision and did something stupid or selfish that caused everybody to fucking die. And everybody in every Aliens movie has had a plot hole of some fucking sort that no one ever bothered to ask till 30 years later. So lay off of Romulus. Fuck off. It was a decent fucking movie. It was a blast. Get away from it, you bitch.
Lay off. Get away from it, you bitch. Okay, I agree. I liked Romulus. I thought Romulus was very good, especially as far as the new all the new Alien movies we've had in the last like 10 years have gone. Like Romulus is probably the best of them. But that said, I love the anger that was like, fuck that. The movie has plot holes. Lay off of this other movie that I like more.
I don't like it more. I'm just saying, as I got older, I started looking at it like, well, this is fair then. Maybe it's time to start bringing up all these other plot holes. Like, why does everybody and all the new Aliens make stupid decisions? Like, let's talk about Ripley setting off the self-destruct on a giant fucking ship, then changing her mind, can't shut it off because it's too late now and the reactor's overheated, and almost dies over a fucking cat. Let's talk about that.
Hey.
I'm just saying, I love my cat.
I love my cat. I will, you know what? I will let literally everyone in this chat and in this podcast burn, including you, for my cat.
Well, that's true. That's true.
I will.
That's true. But my
Sylvester gets priority.
Where I'm at is, I love my cat, but
I would expect I would expect no different from anyone else who owns an animal. I would expect no less.
I say that, and I spent like 6 hours overnight looking for my cat in a condominium complex, like 3 o'clock in the morning, going, buddy, come home, buddy. I'm like in tears and panicking. Now, there wasn't a xenomorph involved. And I guarantee if there was a xenomorph running around the neighborhood, I'd be like, you know what? Fuck the cat. It's cool in here. The AC's on. You know what? If he comes home, he comes home.
So,
hey, DG, someone Bianca's in the chat, and you obviously have something else running at the moment, and there might be some technical issues. If you could check on that.
Great.
It might be the mix of like bandwidth, you like streaming on here while simultaneously.
You know what happened is hold on.
Oh.
Anyway,
give me a second, guys. Give me a second.
We'll continue.
We'll leave it to that.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. And while we wait on that, if you want me to, I'll just drop you out if you'd like. We'll do that. So we'll come back and he'll let us know that he'll let us know in the private chat. But anyway, so Aliens, where even were we on this?
I mean, we're sort of going around the place. Some of the things with Aliens. We started talking a bit about the cast. Obviously, talking about like Paul Reiser, Michael Biehn, a big sort of James Cameron hero, obviously, because he was in Terminator, and now we have him here at Aliens, sort of just kind of being the hardest dude around. And he's definitely he's a fun hero. I think one of the things that's great about Alien as a franchise, certainly at least the first two movies, is like there's a lot of kind of relatable stuff within the movies. Mm-hmm. Like the main bad guy is Weyland-Yutani. And the thing that's the worst about them is they're just fucking corporate, and every part of it is. So in the first movie, you've got like all the stuff about how the computer mother works and the rules that are set into that, and then how I've forgotten his name, but the android on that ship like functions.
Not Bishop, not Rook. Fuck, what's his name? The
Yeah,
other guy. Ash.
How Ash works. And I think there's this catharsis within this movie of your corporate kind of dickhead managers all die, and then you get left with Hicks, who's a corporal. He's the lowest level of management. in a military sense. But he's the one who actually knows how to do this shit and how to handle this. And, you know, and it's that thing of like, oh, finally someone who's useful, you know. Hicks is the guy who shows Ripley how to use the rifle, you know, make sure that like she's actually prepared for what's going to happen, is ready to get some shit done. Whereas, of course, you have previously Paul Reiser's Burke, and you have the lieutenant who I was going to mention.
What's his name?
Lieutenant Gorman.
Gorman, yep. The guy who's like the most ineffectual like Marine ever.
And like, you know, it is apart from them, they mention it in the ship that like he's too good to eat with the rest of the Marines. The only one that's sort of in charge that is kind of okay, Sergeant Arpone.
Yeah, dude. Like, see, I do like the Marines themselves. Like, like, yeah, we only get hit like by the end of the movie we only have Hicks and Hudson. But yeah, like the entire team is, or the whole squad is just great. Like they're well chosen and well casted, and yeah, I think what's her name, Ramirez or Vasquez. Vasquez, I think, is like that. She was cool too. I think there's that one joke in there that doesn't age well. She signed up, she heard alien, she thought they meant illegal alien. I'm like,
yeah. In a way, I think that is part of what helps with that relatability. As you know, like it's the far-flung future, but it's still very much like the world we live in now. So people are still prejudiced, people are still shitty. You know, the only thing that isn't like our world now is the fact that people are just smoking everywhere. I mean, the guy who plays Sergeant Arpone, Al Matthews, he does some prime cigar acting in this movie, and yeah, like there's a bit where I think it's Ripley comes up and asks like if she can help and says that she can drive the loaders, and he's just chewing on this cigar like it's moving for no apparent reason.
Bay 12, please. And he's just sitting there, just whoa. Someone throw something at your window?
No, there's fireworks. Do you know what I bet it is? Do you know what I bet this is, right? These fireworks are because some prick bought a bunch of fireworks because they thought England was winning the World Cup. And we fucking lost to Norway. No, not Norway, Argentina. Sorry, Argentina beat us.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's a bummer. I don't know where America is in the World Cup, and I don't.
I think you guys are out. I think it's Spain versus Argentina is going to be the final.
Well,
for those who
Spain then. I have nothing. Yeah. I have no horse in any race. I just know that at some point, my great grandfather came from Spain. So, you know,
the other thing that is currently happening in the UK that is a relic of the 80s, along with
it's like gunshots are going off out there.
The only thing that's happening is that we've suddenly brought back the English hate Argentina over the Falklands War. It's so dumb.
What? So you lost a soccer game and you guys are suddenly just like, oh, fuck Argentina, those bastards. Remember that war that happened in the 1860s or 1820? I don't even know when.
It happened in the 1980s.
Yeah. Oh shit.
But yeah, to be fair, Argentina are also still kind of salty about it. But anyway, regardless of all that and what's happening outside my window,
they're shooting at aliens. They're shooting xenomorphs right now.
Yeah, the sheer amount of cigarettes and smoking in this is incredible. They kept that from the first Alien movie.
So I wouldn't be surprised because not that all black people look the same. I'm just gonna preface this whole thing with that, but I think that might be a reference because later on in Halo in 2001 we got Sergeant Johnson, who also chews on a cigar like there's no fucking tomorrow. And I think he might definitely, like, Sergeant Johnson was based off of Sergeant Apone or Apone or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
because that kind of set the whole scene for the grizzled sergeant who has the cigar and is also a black dude.
Yeah, it's a great role, like, and is a really good. He plays off of the lieutenant really well. I think the way that throughout the movie you get this whole feeling of tension between them. Like even when like the lieutenant makes the right choice when he's like, "Hey, don't fire your guns, otherwise you'll blow up the nuclear reactor." But the way Apone's like, "Yeah, I'm fucking mad at him as well, but I have to follow his orders." So it's like, "Come on, everyone, just hand over your mags."
And I like, yeah, see, that's funny though, is that even though, yeah, they're like, they make a big deal about it. It's like, we can't shoot off this, it'll set off the reactor. They actually do. Vasquez ends up like still having a charge pack or whatever and fires off her like turret and it doesn't set off anything. So I'm just like, you'd be fine. You guys have been fine.
And the reactor goes up anyway.
Yeah, that ends up being the plan, which I just, that's just foreshadowing, but still. Anyway, so yeah, also let's just talk about that scene real quick because that scene was awesome. That's probably my favorite scene of Alien is when the Marines who are like, we have Hudson who's like, oh, we got mini rockets and we got auto turrets and we got this, we got that, and we got all this fucking stuff and we're badasses and they make it sound like they've fought aliens before because like it's a bug hunt, so they make it sound like, you know, alien species wiping them out is just a thing.
Yeah, they're going into it like it's Starship Troopers.
Exactly. And so when they go in there and then they just have no way to counter the xenomorphs, like their motion trackers don't work for them or for crab. Like the xenomorphs are all just hiding in the walls and all of like the architecture looks like it's almost meant to camouflage them. It's great. Yeah,
and I think they can't see them on the infrared, presumably because the xenomorphs aren't giving off heat like other creatures would be.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's just like I said, it's lore built. There's a lot of lore building that happens there. A lot of stuff like just really iconic scenes. Like again, and then the Marines who are again supposed to be the biggest badasses just get completely owned in like the first 30 minutes of the movie, and it's pretty great.
And well, actually, you say first 30 minutes. We don't see aliens for a really long time. I think it's like getting to like the 50-minute mark or something.
I actually think you might be right. It's probably closer to like 45-50 minutes, but still, it's supposed to be like early on in the movie before like the second act even starts or anything like that.
It's I think it's a what's the word? It's a testament to how good the characters are, because and it needs to be because watching those Marines and watching the tension between Burke and the lieutenant and the Marines, and then obviously Ripley being thrown into the mix, keeps you going for that long before your title monster even shows up.
Hey, he's back.
We've got a few frames. We've got like 4 frames of dead guys so far.
Yeah. It's what happens when you work on that Weyland-Yutani technology. You know, it looks like it's from the 1980s for some reason.
I don't know. I can't figure it out.
Oh
no.
He's lagging.
The transponder's down. You're gonna have to go out there. Someone find a synthetic life form to go and fix the antenna.
While we wait for that. Also, I think they prefer artificial person. No, but while we go on that, I just wanted to talk about 885th Batman's fan. He says, "Is it just me or the xenomorph harder to kill than the Terminator?" I think it's just you. Like the xenomorph is easy to kill. You just need guns, but the problem is the acid blood.
Yeah, it sort of shifts, I think, between things. Some things have shown them to be like really hard to kill. I mean, especially like the one in the first movie survives a lot of stuff. Like I think it takes like the engines in the face. And it's still alive, but it just gets pushed out into space. And it does take an awful lot to kill on that. But when it's aliens, they're suddenly a lot easier to kill. To be fair, I think... Oh,
he's back.
Hey.
He lives.
I'm sorry. I'm having internet issues, guys. I'm having internet issues. I can't get the stream back up and do this at the same time. So I'm going to hang with you guys, and then we'll worry about that after.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate it. I am sorry that the timing was so off. Had I known, we would have done this either tomorrow or maybe later or earlier in the day.
It's not a thing. It's not a thing. I've got all day.
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing. I've got all day.
Crikey. I don't know. Anywho, yeah, we were talking about I'm sorry, Harrison. I think I kind of cut you off there.
Well, I think what I'll return back to is I was talking about the cast, and I need a dead guy here to mention this. So the lieutenant, something that I am rather excited about when I saw the lieutenant, and I remembered I know this man. He is in something else. This lieutenant also stars in Hellraiser 2: Hellbound.
You're absolutely correct. He's the orderly. You're absolutely correct. He's also in Alien Isolation.
He is in Alien Isolation. Yeah, he plays a different character in that.
Oh, isn't that Wilkes or something? I think his name is Wilkes or something.
Something along those lines. I was having a look at his
warrant officer, or he's some kind of security officer or some shit.
But yeah, so this guy is not only an Aliens alumni, but is also a Hellraiser alumni, and of course that connects to what we're doing now because we're talking about Alien. But Dead Guy and myself are currently working on a dub of an excellent comic series based in the world of Hellraiser. Yes. And there is a video out right now, I believe, Dead Guy.
Yes. Well, more sort of. It'll be out to the public next week. It's members only Patreon early access benefits right now. But
there is a teaser out now.
There's a teaser of the full series that is public now. That's got you and Renee. That was Renee's audition. That wasn't even who's going to be playing that character. That was just an audition. I was like, do you care if I use this opposite of Harry to see how this is going to go? That was the first taste. And that's when I was like, yeah, I mean, I think all of us understand that realm so well that we'll be able to pull off and make it feel exactly like it belongs in the movie franchise. You know, I think anyway.
Wait, hell you say?
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
Somebody wake up Hicks.
It's great. But yeah, so everybody go over to Dead Guy's channel to go find some awesome audio. I feel like I'm just being put to shame here because I need to like start making other ones myself and I need to get into that Ninja Turtles again. Start releasing some Last Ronin stuff.
Oh yeah, people are clamoring for more Ninja Turtles.
They really are. They really are.
They are.
Like, I feel like it's something that we haven't gotten in trouble for yet. So I feel like I owe it to the fans.
You know what's weird? That's weird, isn't it? That God, you know, I'm sorry about the Star Wars stuff, guys. I really am. I mean, Callan just dealt with The Walking Dead. You guys are getting hit with Disney. It scares me.
So yeah,
that really sucks, guys. That really sucks. What do you guys?
So far, Star Wars audio comics still exist, and they haven't gotten banned or anything. So I'm like, if Disney hasn't come after them, then I don't know if they're going to come after like any audio comics at all.
Is it wrong or personal to ask? I mean, I don't even know how to explain this. Is it crossing boundaries to ask you guys? Was it Disney or was it the book publishing company?
It was Penguin Random House.
Yeah.
So it wasn't actually.
Yeah, it was the people who own they own the book catalog for all of that. But I mean, I think that somewhere up on the the corporate ladder, I think Disney does like have a finger in that pie. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure they do, but at the same time, Disney's one of those. They're so big, I don't think they give a shit. And like some of these other guys, where you've got fucking whatever for The Walking Dead, Skybound. You've got those guys. They're a much smaller company, and you've got Bob Kirkman hassling them. You know what I mean? Like, this is my content. You know what? The comic is almost 20 years old. Nobody cares anymore, dude. No one's buying your shit anymore.
So it's the Costco of zombies.
It's like, at least if these people are giving it justice and doing your story justice and doing a better job than AMC's shit job they did, you should at least let them do it. It's bringing people back to your content that doesn't fucking matter anymore. And that's what kills me, man. Like, all these guys are like, whoa, that's our stuff. You're never going to make another dime off of that. So good luck.
I don't know. You know, you say that, but here we are with Aliens 20 years, 30, 40 years later, and we're still making Romulus and AVP and what's it called?
I mean, that's
Badlands.
True. That's true.
Yeah, Prey. Like, they are still making money off of all this stuff. So it's like, who knows? In 20 years' time, maybe Walking Dead will come out with, Walking Dead Revelations or Romulus or its own version.
Walking Dead, Maggie and Negan had a kid. Here's this story. Nobody cares about that. And nobody cares about Negan or Maggie anymore. That's my whole point. Is like, they ran that franchise into the ground. Aliens? They almost did.
There's unlimited potential for Aliens.
They almost ran it into the ground, though. Like, after Alien 3 and then Resurrection, to me, that's a faceplant. Like, you're at least grinding skin. You may not have gotten to the bone and killed yourself yet, but you're scarred up, and it took a long time for them to put another Aliens movie out. And it took Scott being like, I've been working on
it took them having to hide that it was an Aliens movie.
Yeah, to make this weird, shameful Aliens movie. Yeah.
Shameful.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. No one likes Prometheus.
I did, but I liked the end.
Man!
I set you up for it.
That was good. That actually caught me off guard and made me really, really laugh. That was good. I mean, I did. I liked the engineers. I thought that was cool. You know,
it was cool. But here's the question, DG. Why don't you do the Dark Horse comic where they explain that the space jockey was actually some kind of like elephant alien race or some shit?
Some of it's in Outbreak that I did, and I wasn't happy with any of that. Like the elephant man face thing. I was like, this is stupid. And I was reading that before the engineers were even thought of. So I thought the engineers was a cool fix. You know, I was like, I like this. You know, like. This makes sense. They're us. They're basically us. We're just still monkeys. You know, like they've gone way past that. You know, like now they're making other monkeys. So to me, it was just like I thought it was a really cool concept, but I thought it was way too deep for aliens.
I thought none of it was anywhere near as good as what Giga came up with for Species. You know, Species is the peak of his work, most definitely.
Now, wasn't there rumors that movie takes place in the Aliens franchise? So.
Yes, I think there are some rumors of that.
It is her DNA is DNA of human and xenomorph bled together, and it's supposed to be some kind of weapon they were sending out, and some kind of species we weren't supposed to know.
Yeah,
you know,
results in nipple tentacles.
Like, I'm sorry, but if we're gonna go into like, all these things are connected, fucking Firefly is connected to.
It is. I mean, their ship was a Weyland-Yutani ship. So,
yeah, like. In the very first scene, like the turret that he's firing has the Weyland-Yutani logo on it. So it implies that, Weyland-Yutani has existed into whatever 2180 or whatever the hell this takes.
I mean, yeah.
It's just a fucking snow globe, man. It's all just in a fucking snow globe.
Most of the comics take place in the 2100s.
Staying elsewhere. Yeah, it's on the imagination of an autistic child playing with a snow globe.
Yep. And it's like, you flip it underneath there, and it's like Ridley Scott, and then his name's scratched out, and then it's got James Cameron written underneath it. That's who made the snow globe. And I'm not gonna lie, those two made the snow globe. Everybody else was just they never added anything. If you catch my drift, like every sequel we got after Aliens, there was nothing cool added to the franchise. There was no new equipment or new aliens or nothing like that. It was just people. So I like the first two.
Wasn't it in 3 where they introduced the idea that the xenomorphs are different when they come out of different creatures?
I thought so, because it was supposed to be like a dog, or it was supposed to be like an ox or something.
That's been part of the lore. They just only ever had people, if that makes any sense. Like it's always been part of the lore upon creation that when it gestates, it takes on some of the genetic traits of its host. That was kind of part of writing the design of the creature. But it was the first time we got to see it actually done, and then they screwed that up because you've got a version where it comes out of a dog. It wouldn't be very big.
In my mind, I don't care what the lore says. In my mind, cats are immune to it. That's why Jonesy fucking survived the xenomorph, is because cats are somehow like quicker than the fucking face hugger, so they're immune to it.
I mean, they see in like 80 frames per second. So I mean, I'm pretty sure
if they can dodge a cobra, if you can dodge a cobra, you can dodge a face hugger.
I mean, the face hugger. Have you tried to grab a cat's face and not get bled out? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like the face hugger may have met its match when it comes to a cat, because they
know some dumb cats.
That's why Weyland-Yutani has cats on their fucking like work ships, is because they are the one species that a face hugger just can't get to.
What are they doing with the litter? Or does the cat just shit all over the ship? Like, that's so unsanitary. They all have toxoplasmosis.
Remember that giant like sand room in Romulus for no reason?
That's the cat. That's the litter box.
You'd be amazed how many cats have been lost in the vacuum of space when they were cleaning it and forgot that the cats were inside.
I mean, they changed that policy because the Nostromo had zero pets. Or not the Nostromo, the Sulaco had 0 pets. Just Bishop. Did you know that Cameron wanted to do the same opening they did with, what was it, Covenant? I think it was Covenant, where they showed Walter walking around the ship and sort of just maintaining the ship and checking on people. They were going to do the same thing with Bishop, but they were
cool.
strapped for time, so they cut the scene out. And later, Scott read that script and saw that and was like, let's do that later. Let's make David do that. So he kind of re-implemented that scene later to kind of nod at Cameron and be like, that was a cool idea to show that they're sort of like custodians and they don't need to sleep, just charge every now and again. And apparently they drink milk. Natural organic milk helps refurbish their android fluid. So it's
why they're full of milk.
It's really milky blood. So imagine that reek.
What the fuck? So, when
smell.
Ash gets torn apart, he just has like a bunch of milk just all over that.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I like the idea that you could sabotage like a synthetic person or artificial person or whatever by squeezing a lemon into its mouth, like you're taking.
Just like pour orange juice down its mouth. Watch its like blood curdle.
Yeah,
I'm coagulating. Oh god, that's the worst. I hate it when I coagulate.
Oh god. There'd be a way to test that. That is just forever. It's like, here, try some of this orange juice. It's like, I don't like orange juice. And that's how you know they're not. They're an android. They're not a person. They're not a human.
I'm an artificial person.
Could I feature you an Orangina set?
No? There's a little bit of a nod to Terminator. Because Cameron was trying, he really wanted to connect the two universes. Terminator, I think, should stand alone, but he wanted to, right? So if you go back and pay attention, when Burke is describing to Ripley that he forgot that there was going to be a synthetic on board and that, blah blah blah, he was telling Bishop about it, and Bishop, when Burke answers his question, he's like, "What model?" He goes, "Hyperdyne Systems," which is very close to Cyberdyne Systems.
You know what? I noticed because I was like, I swear I've heard that name before. And I was like, well, I've seen this movie before, so maybe it's just that. But no, you're right. Cyberdyne. It's
very close. And he changed it last minute because he thought it was a bad idea. He just was last minute, was like, you know what? It was a personal thing. Like the company didn't care. Nobody cared. It was a tiny nod. Yeah. And us nerds would have been like, holy shit, Cyberdyne? That's who made fucking Skynet.
But at a certain point, it becomes, again, like it's Saint Nowhere, Saint Elsewhere, whatever the fuck that thing. It becomes that thing of like, because if we have Firefly, Independence Day, Predator, Alien, and Blade Runner, and then all of these in the same universe, it's like, dude, it's too much. It's too
over
much.
Small things too, like Blade Runner's over the goddamn screen that was in a spinner, like the literal loading screen, the purge screen, and all the computer stuff they were using. That was it. And then the fans made the connection. And then Scott was just sort of like, okay, that's cool with me. And it just worked because there has to be an Earth. There has to be all this shit going on Earth for them to be out into space. And the sense, I think that was a cool tie-up. Terminator, leave it alone. Yeah. Like, Terminator's its own thing. Leave it alone.
The Terminator, it becomes too complicated because it's like, so hang on, where is this in the timeline? It's like, oh yeah, the world was essentially ended, but then we fixed that. Like with some time travel, and we don't know which branch of the timeline we're in right now, but we thought we'd keep the robots around even though they destroyed everything.
And then Terminators versus Davids, like it just doesn't make any sense. So I was just like, why don't we just leave
maybe that's it. It's like we realized the real issue with Terminators was that they had metal skeletons. This one's full of milk, so it's fine.
You can drink them.
These can be defeated by Chips Ahoy. It's okay.
Chips. So and then, I'm like, it's a cool idea if you want to do like a multiverse kind of thing of like, oh well, he was Hicks in this universe and now he's fucking what's his name?
Reese. Kyle Reese.
Yeah, he's Kyle Reese in the other universe. Like, cool. Or Bishop being he's Bishop in this universe, or he's the detective in the other universe. Like it's kind of a cool little like, oh, it's a variant thing. Let's go with the Marvel version, because if we trying to connect them all and putting them all in the same timeline, it gets too muddy and too complicated, and we can't do it.
And Marvel needs to chill soon. Like, I'm glad they stopped with Predator kills the Marvel universe, because anything after that, you were just going to start getting really ridiculous with the storytelling. Like, at what point were we just going to be like, let's go wipe their planet out so they stop coming here? Like, at what point are we just like, let's just wipe them out? Obviously the engineers were onto something here. So it's kind of like, I'm glad they stopped there, but I noticed that Aliens versus Captain America is still going. I think it's a 4 or 5 issue arc. I've been looking because they just started a new Aliens arc, and it's called Aliens King Killer. So it looks like they've gone to some planet, and it looks like he sort of like lives like a king. I don't know how they're doing it. I read the first issue and was like, I don't know. So I think they need to chill, like just pumping stuff out.
They're gonna do
cool
a
Star Wars mistake, and
like,
they're gonna just run it into the ground, and everything's gonna be dumb. Like,
well, yeah. So like, there are some cool ideas out there. Like again, Predator versus Wolverine. That's a cool idea. You know, maybe Predator versus Black Panther. Again, cool idea. Like it's a lot of those like time honored like nerd questions of like who would win in a fight. And it doesn't have to be canon or anything like that. But yeah, when we start getting into like Predator versus the Marvel Universe, like we already remember how Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe was so well received. Like, I don't think we should be doing that. And then also, again, it starts getting into like we start getting, this is DC, but we start getting crap like Godzilla versus the Justice League, or we start getting like Ruby Justice League. We start getting like Ruby X Justice League. You know what I'm saying? Like we start getting crossovers like that, and we don't need that kind of stuff.
Now there's a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover that I didn't feel like anybody needed, and I'm just sort of
there was a Back to the Future Transformers crossover. I got the gigawatt to prove it right over there.
My brother's got that as well, and as a toy, as a Transformer, it's awesome.
Coolest thing.
Yeah,
don't need the story about it.
Yeah, it really hurts.
Like I don't need to see Biff becoming a good guy.
Did you know that in Aliens, was it Colonial Marines? There was some old school DLC, like back in the day when you used to buy the game and you have the disc, but you could also download stuff that came out for it later. There was some DLC that retold Hicks's story and told the adventure that he went on, that he survived. They're basically like a what if he survived the Alien 3, that whatever happened, Alien 3 didn't happen. So then he goes on this, and it's actually playable. Like you can play his entire mission where he goes on this long quest trying to find Ripley and Newt. And he ends up at Furina 3, which is the actual name of the planet, Fury. He ends up there and runs out on the catwalk just when Ripley jumps off kills herself. So his whole gameplay ends with him screaming, "Ripley, no!" Right. And if he'd have caught her, I imagine that would have changed things. Like, but I get why she did it.
Then the TVA would have shown up, and then they would have wiped out the entire timeline.
Yep, he'd have got what is it called?
Pruned.
Ripley, no. But I mean, if that would have changed it, that means Weyland-Yutani would have ended up with the Queen in her chest. So I think the whole point of her killing herself was she didn't want the company to get a hold of the Queen.
Yeah. She became Jesus. That's why she fell off and did that.
I'm 20th Century Fox Jesus. I mean, since Deadpool's Marvel Jesus, she can be 20th Century Fox Jesus.
She can be Fox's Jesus.
But she killed something. That's not Jesus.
I mean, she killed the Antichrist. Or what, you know. She killed a monster.
I mean, yeah, there's some precedent, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, St. George and all that.
Some George. Yep.
There's some George.
That's Look at the flowers, Lenny.
Hang on, I'm talking about St. George, the patron saint of England, and you're going on about of mice and men. We're getting so confused here.
I don't know.
I'm talking about the Syrian man who, for some reason, apparently represents the UK.
Oh, okay, yeah, we were on entirely different pages there.
I'm sweating.
Yeah, I don't
that
know.
Caught me so off guard, man. Like I
don't know. I don't know which George you were talking. It might surprise you to know that I'm not up on my British history.
Me neither. That was really funny for me, guys. I'm sorry.
That was good stuff. Good stuff.
Not that George, but good one. You know, like good form. Not that George though.
One day we'll have to play the game of is it King George V of England or is it Tsar Alexander II of Russia? It's a great game.
Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna be a game I'm gonna excel at.
That's what the British kids are playing these days in their living rooms.
Russia or England? Who did the worst genocide? No.
Wait for the PS5 version. It's coming soon. Oh.
Nah, but anyway. So aliens.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm curious. So would you guys ever want to see like a future thing of like? So you talked about the DLC for Colonial Marines. Would you ever want to see an actual thing for like Hicks, like where we retcon Aliens 3 and we bring him back or bring back Newt?
Not a big fan of retconning. As bad as that is, like if you fuck something up in a movie franchise and a timeline, it's there, it's permanent, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, it's not like you can't unsee it or forget it happened. So no retconning. I do like the whole what if scenario. So if you were going to do like a comic or a book and put it under the precedence, what if?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's fun. That's a fun, and I can keep my brain in that. Well, this is just for shits and giggles, but we can't undo what's already been done. And it's Sigourney Weaver's fault. It's all Sigourney Weaver's fault. It really is.
Typical in 2026. Blame the woman.
Well, it is. She wanted out of the character. She didn't want to come back and keep playing Alien. And this was during Alien 3. She had a huge problem during Aliens because she was real big anti-gun back then. So she bitched and moaned through the entire fucking production about guns and stuff like that.
That she had to use guns as her character.
That they were all over the set. It just bothered her. She's one of those kind of ladies. And then when you move on to Alien 3, her and Fincher wrote it into the script. She's like, I'm done. I don't want to play Ripley anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. So they found a good way to write the character out. It wasn't poopy. It was a good ending. But then she turns around and does the worst alien film ever written and came back to play that. So I was like, you wrote your character out because you didn't want to play it anymore. But then
hang on. I think that's unfair to say that the worst alien movie, Avatar, is not the worst alien movie. No, but I just want to put. I'm joking around. I'm being an asshole, but I'm like, my joke is that I'm like, I think it's really hypocritical that she didn't like. Oh, I don't like guns and all the movies, and then she turns around and does Avatar, which is like, you got power loaders with rifles and knives.
My point was, they just didn't give her enough money. So if David Fincher or 20th Century Fox would have been like, well, here's another $1 million to not kill your character, she'd have probably been like, okay. But at the time, like, that's my thing, is one decision and at a point in time in her life changed the entire franchise and kind of ruined it, that you could have carried on and done the real Aliens 3 that everybody really wanted, which was William Gibson's script, which was really good. There's a comic series out for it and everything. Ripley's in a coma. They put her in a coma so the alien wouldn't grow. They figure out a way to get her out, and then they kidnap her. So then Hicks and Newt go looking for her and try to find her. Cool story, in my opinion. Bishop even survived. So it's really neat. Like, it's just a whole different perspective, and it kind of takes it way into Wayland Yutani shitty corporation type territory, which is what I like about Aliens. I feel like we lose that. Like in Alien 4, when they're like, they made it like, oh, they were bought out by Walmart. I was like, get the fuck out of here. That is the stupidest shit. Like, you aren't taking any of this seriously. Like, Alien 4 didn't take anything seriously, and they were like, Wayland Yutani was bought out by Walmart? What the fuck kind of joke is that, dude? Like, that's not
They had the dude with the taxi driver fucking sleeve guns. I'm like, did you think that they were going to be taking shit seriously?
That's my point. It's like, well, I blamed that on Sigourney Weaver and David Fincher to agreeing to it. It was David Fincher who was just like, okay, you should have just been like, no, you play a character. I'm not doing that. You know
I kind of want to blame that a bit on like the director, because that movie is so much like that guy. If you watch like the other stuff he does, like Mick Max in particular, he loves this kind of like quirky, like every single thing he does is kind of at least half a comedy sort of thing.
David Fincher?
No,
you're talking about Joss Whedon, because
the director of that movie. So Joss Whedon wrote on it, but it was directed by Jean-Pierre Jeunet, who did Amelie and Mick Max and
wait a minute.
What is it called?
Oh, Resurrection. Duh. Yeah, I'm stuck on Alien 3. I don't know why I was stuck there. My bad. I got
like we were saying, like with the stupid guns, and like, with Hellboy turning up with his thermos that's actually a cannon and all that kind of
thing.
The wheelchair dude that has like all the parts on his wheelchair that are actually a shotgun.
Hey, did you know that those two were in a French film together? I believe directed by the same guy.
Yes.
Children of, what was it?
City of Lost Children.
City of Lost Children. And they're both of those actors, Ron Perlman and the French wheelchair guy.
Yeah, that guy he's Dominique something. And he's in every single one of those guys' movies. He's in Amelie, he's in Mick Max. Yeah, little French actor who's kind of funny.
And I believe he really has a twin brother. So I believe in the City of Lost Children, the twins played each other. But then because I believe there was a bunch of them, if I remember correctly, he was cloning them or some shit. But then I think his twin helped him with the stunts and shit like that on the set of Resurrection. We shouldn't be talking about that because I mean it doesn't exist. As much as I love Ron Perlman and as much as I love Winona Ryder, she was very beautiful in that movie. Winona Ryder was very beautiful in that movie.
Oh yeah, because that's what matters.
To me,
right.
it does.
She was a first crush. She was one of my first crushes.
Me too.
Yeah.
So that's why,
Yeah,
like,
you know.
Winona's one of those you could put her on the screen, and I'm just gonna go. it's good.
Yeah. You know, she's up there with like Molly Ringwald of like
Yeah.
Loved by people of a certain age. You just sort of
Yeah.
go through like,
Winona Ryder today. I don't even give a shit.
She's still hot. Yes. I mean, Stranger Things Winona. Wow. But she'll steal shit from you. You know. You gotta be like, where's my hoodie? Where's my favorite hoodie? And then you're watching Stranger Things and she's wearing your Stranger hood, so your favorite hoodie. And
sticky
like,
fingered
she stole my
Winona.
She's filthy, stinking rich, and she stole my shit.
Man, nobody's perfect.
No.
Nobody's perfect.
Well,
I
Amelia Clark.
can open my heart to someone who is imperfect.
Amelia Clark is perfect. Now, I will say Sigourney Weaver was one of those ladies that it's weird, right? Like you're watching it, and 1 minute you're like, this lady is gorgeous, like model. She should have been a model, which she was before she was an actress, gorgeous. And then another minute you're like, I don't know. So Sigourney Weaver's like, it's just something about her. She's always been like a mom. Does that make sense? Like I was always that age to where she was always that much older
clearly.
than me.
Maybe for me, my first Sigourney Weaver thing was Ghostbusters. And especially like I've talked about before, I saw Ghostbusters 2 a lot because we had it on VHS saved off of TV.
Yeah, you did.
so my Sigourney Weaver is a mom because she's a mom in that movie. And it's
yeah, but she's also a mom who gets half naked in that fucking movie.
Yes, I played that on slow mo.
Look, I do not want anyone to feel bad about their body after what I say. But ain't nothing on Sigourney Weaver. I'd break her like a twig, and I'm not interested. That
didn't go where I thought it was
is beautiful,
go.
And
I look at that as the reason I do that is I think of that as a positive.
she just ain't my type, you know.
That's it. Yeah, that's
beautiful woman. Just not for me. Also, the giant curly 80s hair is a bit like
that is also a thing. That is, and then the giant curly 80s hair below as well.
Dude, y'all need to watch fucking Galaxy Quest again.
I have.
I have.
Yeah,
do you know what?
Yeah,
you got a point.
It's like blonde-haired, straightened-haired Sigourney Weaver, and like
pushed up and centered. Pushed up and centered.
So yeah, it's a whole other thing. But yeah, nah, dude. I'm like Sigourney Weaver will always be like another one of those who's like today. I don't even give a shit.
I remember in the first Alien film when they did the underwear scene, people were really mad. Like, why did you objectify her like that? Blah, blah, blah. When it was actually Sigourney Weaver's idea to keep the scene in there that way.
Also, weren't they all in like tidy whities and?
Well, there was some, personal hair that came out of the top of the underwear. And Scott was like, you're gonna have to like trim that because I mean, damn girl. And she refused. Because she was modeling at the time, right? That was her other career. She was modeling. She was like, no. So they actually had to 22.
Can't we accept hair?
They had to airbrush it. Pay someone like $100,000 to frame by frame airbrush that hair out of the top of that underwear line.
That's ridiculous. Like if you consider the Playboy centerfolds that were coming out at that time,
That's true, but I mean, it's a movie, not a Playboy. And Playboy was considered adult. So I don't know. I don't know if it's
in the
true.
Future, there will be no body hair, Harrison.
I mean, I don't believe that whatsoever.
In the 2100s, people will have no body. We'll have made a thing that you just don't even grow body hair anymore.
When I'm watching John Hurt's chest explode at the breakfast table, I should not be clutching my pearls over some pubes.
I didn't care. Like, and my whole thing is I love that scene. Like every bit of it. They even made a figurine of that scene of her squirming into the suit in her underwear. And I'm like, yeah. But I mean, as a young child, those are great things to see. You understand very much in an instant where your life is going to be 10 years from now. But back then, when you're watching it as a kid, you don't even think twice about that kind of stuff. And then learning about all this trivia from the first Alien and Aliens, like, because just from interest, like watching making ofs and behind the scenes, I think Aliens had the hardest run because it's like you took an American director who almost didn't get the job, and they were waiting to see if Terminator was going to be a success or not before they gave him the film. And literally like 2 days after Terminator released, they called him like, you got the job, dude. You're doing the next Alien. So they flew him out to London. Instead of filming in LA or filming at any place where 20th Century Fox can film here in the United States, they go to England, and his entire cast and his entire crew was English, and they operate on different work ethic and different work hours, and they were driving each other crazy. You know what I mean? Like the staff was driving him crazy. He was driving the staff crazy because he's like hands-on. They're like, he's in departments he shouldn't be in. He's in the special effects department telling them how to do their jobs. And that's just Cameron. That's how he was. And that's how his movies turn out the way they were.
Just, you mean James Cameron is insufferable? James Cameron is
Go
an
figure.
insufferable guy.
Go figure. In
James
England,
Cameron.
who I had to imagine like early 80s Englishmen were probably the chillest motherfuckers to be working with. Like they're like, I'm going to go have a cigarette. And they're going to be like, cool.
Harry,
I'm going to go get some tea. Cool.
Anything?
Yeah, I don't know.
Take a break.
Because, like, you know, a lot happened in the 80s in the UK. You know, the Troubles were still going on. We got the miners' strikes in the 80s. Thatcherism. People were real mad. Like, striking in general was huge. There was a whole thing about like printers striking, so like newspapers didn't come out for months because like they just couldn't get the printers to like get their unions to agree to actually work. So yeah, to be honest, like a place like a film set where there's going to be a lot of unionized people, there might be some issues, especially with, we know what Cameron's like. When you hear stories of like what happened on like The Abyss and like just what a nightmare shoot that was, you can see like people will. Dude,
he was an asshole to Schwarzenegger on the Terminator, and like Schwarzenegger will tell you stuff like, dude, for a tall, skinny guy, he talks shit. Like Schwarzenegger's like, I can't say I'll be back. Like he was having trouble with the "ow," you know, part because he kept wanting to be Austrian about it. So he was like, "Can I say I will be back?" And Cameron literally hit him with like, "Why don't you stick to acting and let me do the directing, huh?" And Schwarzenegger's just looking at him like, damn.
Schwarzenegger could like fucking punch this dude out, and he's just like,
right.
How about you? He's just poking him in the chest, fucking looking up to him. Well, how about you just leave it to me?
That says something about Cameron. Yes, he's an asshole, but also he's not going to cave. He's not going to be like the production companies coming to him like, you got to change this scene because we don't like it. He's gonna be like, fuck you, I'll take it somewhere else. And
yeah,
that's my thing. I
kind of
like that. I kind of like that, you know, like that he was that hardcore about his script and wanted it exactly the way he wanted it to Arnold. Like somebody that could snap his neck, like, we're done here. I'll be back. You know, get a new director. But instead, Arnold looks at him in shock, like, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm the one getting paid $1 billion to read your fucking line, so I should probably shut up and do my job. But it's like, at the same time, he had like 8 lines through the whole movie. You know, Arnold had 8 lines through the whole movie.
All you got to do is figure this one out, Arnold.
I could see Arnold's like, can I have one more word? You know, just one more word that, you know, I'm a bad guy.
No.
Can I ask you, Dead Guy, as an Alien franchise expert, I have heard this story that James Cameron's pitch of Aliens was he walked into the meeting room where he was doing the pitch, he had a whiteboard, and he wrote Alien on the whiteboard, wrote an S after it, added 2 lines, and made the S a $sign. And supposedly it got greenlit on that.
That is the first time I'm hearing that, man. So I don't know. I'm not an Aliens franchise expert, dude.
I mean, you're more of an expert than either of us.
Look at I made a David didn't create the Xenomorphs short, and I only did that for my subs and my fans because we were having constant discussions about it. And
so much fighting.
And now it has like hit 11 to 15,000 views, and I shit you not, there's like 1,000 comments, people just arguing with me.
Have you started a war among?
They're like, no shit, this news is old. I was like, so is this short, asshole. Check the date. Like you're trying to argue with a short that's like 2 years old, man.
Get a life, brother.
Everybody knows this now, but they didn't when I made it, you piece of shit. And on top of that, all I was saying was like, dude, the mural, which I did a lot of research on, and I even did no research. I did a lot of research, but then I did no research and just Googled it, just for shits and giggles, and Googled it. And Google literally said, no, the mural is not a deacon. It is a fucking life cycle of a xenomorph, and it was a painting that H.R. Giger did a long time ago. So somebody made it as a mural, as a nod to H.R. Giger, and they put it in the film. That is it. There's no meaning to it whatsoever. But if you look, you can see a queen above a xenomorph with eggs and facehugger. If you really look, you can see all this in the mural, and you got people going, "It's a deacon." It's not.
All I'm seeing right here is just him going, Pepe, everywhere I look, Pepe Sylvia.
There was a period
You
where
are
I would
Charlie
wake
right
up.
now.
I would wake up and there's 15 fucking comments on that short. And I'd be like, God damn it, I'm so sorry I ever made that
awesome.
fucking thing at this point. And everybody's arguing the same thing. Like, well, what about this? And it's the deacon. I was like, let's think about the steps in Prometheus. You know, think about Charlie at the board, you know, with the strings and the pictures and the... Think about that meme, if you will. The steps in the process it had to go through in Prometheus to create the deacon. Charlie had to get infected by the black goo, have sex with what's her face? Shaw. Shaw was unable to have children, but the mutated sperm that he had from the black goo sperm, made her be able to get pregnant out of nowhere. Now she's growing this squid baby in her weird womb. Okay, hear me out on this. Births the squid baby, and then it impregnates an engineer. So how many times in the universe has that exact process happened? Once.
Did you just call it a weird womb?
It is a weird womb.
That is on par for like Mark Maron saying using the term womb goof. Like
it's a weird womb. Like if you can't have babies and then all of a sudden you're having a squid baby, that's a weird womb. So I think
that's a weird baby.
Well, yeah, but what makes the baby?
The alien goo.
I'm only saying it's a weird womb because she was unable to have children. So that means those weren't her
eggs. That's what makes it sad. That's what makes it bad.
That's what makes the womb weird.
Oh my God.
It's weird because it can't have human babies, but it can have squid babies.
Have squid babies that are part human.
Oh my!
And another thing that bothers me is like they already checked that all the DNA is human. The engineer's DNA is human. Our DNA is human. It's all the same DNA. So why would it create something different? But it did. Deacon my ass. Get out of here. Done. Get out of here. Do your math before you come arguing on my shorts. Do your math.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm sorry. I ranted, and I am sorry. Rant over.
I don't even know what to say about that. That was.
I mean,
okay. Yes.
Hole.
Yeah. No.
Right.
It's a big
okay.
plot hole.
I've got a thing to talk about. So
go ahead. Take it.
Because I think it was interesting. So we mentioned like Sigourney Weaver being anti-guns, and then you go over to like Avatar. And Avatar, to be fair, in it is, you know, it's a Pocahontas, Dances with Wolves story. You know, like all these guys showing up their guns, killing indigenous people, very bad. So one of the things that I remember when I first watched Aliens was that I was kind of like, and I was thinking about it this time, and I was like, do I still feel the same way? But I was like, it is kind of like an anti-intellectual film in some ways of like Burke is obviously a bad guy because he wants to bring these back. Now, I do agree that Burke is like, it's not because he's a scientist. You know, it's not the Indiana Jones sort of thing of, you know, like it needs to be in a lab to be studied so we grow our knowledge. He's like, no, we could make money off of this. We're going to turn it into a weapon. But I am a little bit like, it's not a stupid idea to go, hey, this is an unseen life form. We should probably study it because like the world of aliens, and you know, they suggest they have the bug hunt, so that might suggest other alien life forms they've had to deal with, but we don't really see a huge amount of evidence of that. So if you suddenly actually do find other life, you would kind of want to go, no, mate, like, and this one walks around. It's not just, you know, single cells on a rock on Mars. It's like up and walking around and doing stuff life. We should probably check it out.
You know what I would like to see? So we do see. So if you have, I don't think you've seen Alien Earth. If you have the chance, go check that out because it's really, really good, and it shows various other like monsters, like alien monsters that the Weyland-Yutani Corporation is studying. So what I want to see in the future is I would love to see a Colonial Marines show, and it's just an anthology series about different teams of Marines going and hunting down these different like creatures.
Instead of like Monster of the Week, do Planet of the Week, and that'd be really fucking cool, dude. That's a really cool idea. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah, like there's Harrison there's a giant fly creature that when it like lands on you, it can like spit acid at you and melt your entire body, and then it just like it does what a fly does. It's just giant, and there's like a little eye thing. It's called like the Oculus or whatever. It like takes over dead things' brains and controls their body or some shit.
It's extremely intelligent. Like you'd look at it and think it's this mindless, weird bug animal thing, but it is extremely intelligent. Like I would almost say smarter than people because it's strategizing. It knows what it's doing. It feels like it can latch onto something through its brain stem or whatever and wrap its little tentacles things around its brain and immediately learn how to control it. Like it doesn't even take a second. Like it'll immediately sit the body up. This could be a dead body and it animates it. I just think that's it was one of the coolest things I've seen in a show, period. And it happened to be on an Alien show. And it reminded me of the comics. So like Alien Earth feels like the older comics where they're going off into ideas that no one had really thought of for the films. They're branching out, showing a lot of different aspects that it still feels like it takes place in the Alien universe. So, I mean, I think me and Gilbs are huge fans of the show. I think you should definitely check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Like,
especially with your love of body horror and like gross like stuff, and you'll definitely enjoy that.
It's smart. It's not like you're watching some mindless bullshit. It's smart. The dialogue and the conversations these people have, the philosophy and stuff that they're introducing, which is new. They're bringing in old ideas with new outlook. They really focus on the whole human, what's it mean to be human thing that Scott kind of started with Prometheus and Covenant. You know, they really explored that whole thing. What's it mean to be human? And I think the androids really helped drive that home. You know, that philosophy, that train of thought home. And I feel like Alien Earth really, really just put a nice cap on it. Like not a cap, but I mean, they really just added to that philosophy, deepened the philosophy without making it stupid. It added things without overdoing it. I don't know how to explain it to you, man. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it. I am so stoked for season 2. It felt like I was watching a comic. I don't know how to explain it. It seems like maybe some of something new that Marvel would be writing now in their comic series. And I'm like, this is fucking cool, dude.
It's got discount Timothy Chalamet in there. It's got like he's like Kmart Timothy Chalamet who plays like a trillionaire.
Would it be Timothy Chalamet?
Yeah. Timothy yes, exactly. It's just like watching it. I'm just like, dude, I feel like you're trying to be Paul Atreides, but I just don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gilbs had a personal vendetta against that guy. He personally didn't like him. And my whole thing is
Elon Musk kind of style.
I think that means the actor deserves a little credit for making you hate his character so much. And to me, that
of the show.
Yeah, that says a lot. That if they can nail it to where you're just like, this dude's a fucking prick, and I would break his nose like 5 minutes into a conversation, like mid sentence, like, there you go, bleed. You shut up and bleed.
Yeah, no, it's a good casting choice, and he definitely does his job.
Timothy Oliphant, Kirsch's character, is my single favorite fucking character from the show. I latch on to the androids. I don't know why, but I really do. Ever since Fassbender and David, I've become obsessed by going back and watching all of the androids. I watched Ash when I went back and rewatched, and there's so many subtle things that he lets you know he's not human. There's so many subtle things that he does. He's always drinking milk.
which is wrong, and we all know.
Do you remember
never trust a motherfucker that just drinks milk?
When the team was approaching the derelict and he was going to his little communications hub, and right when he walked into the bridge, he does this weird thing where he just jogs in place for a second and then goes. It's so weird. People don't do stuff like that. So I was like, there's so many subtle hints along the way that they let you know there's something up with this dude. You know what I mean? And then you get into Bishop, and Bishop was an absolutely fascinating character to me, even as a kid. I was like, oh, this is fucking cool, dude. He's not Ash at all. He's the exact opposite. He gives a shit about
not quite, but Bishop does have a similar scene. So when Bishop is studying the xenomorph, he's just like, oh, it's beautiful. Like he does. He has that same fascination with the xenomorph that all androids have.
Absolutely, he does. But I believe Bishop was created by Weyland-Yutani, whereas Ash was created by a sub company they had hired, which was Hyperdyne. So they were outsourcing at the time, and Bishop was an actual Weyland-Yutani unit who was apparently after Alien 3, they tried to say modeled after the real Bishop, where I've gotten into arguments with people on Alien 3, like that was not a human being, that was an android. And they're like, you saw red blood. I was like, no one could survive when your ear is hanging off of your fucking head and you're like acting like it's nothing. I was like, that would have killed a human being.
If you watch AVP, if you watch the AVP movie or play the video game, they make it out to be like that the original Bishop is based off of, Peter Wayland or Michael Wayland.
Yeah. Michael, I believe, is his grandson, if I'm thinking correctly. So the AVP Wayland technically shouldn't even exist. Like that's what that AVP. We don't.
It's its own. It's its own little universe. But I'm just saying that
it's part of the Predator franchise, but not part of the Alien franchise, I think is what they say now.
Yeah, so because Ridley Scott doesn't acknowledge it. He's just like that's its own thing.
What I would like to see is that it ends up that Aliens is actually tied into Severance, and Weyland-Yutani is what the company from Severance becomes, because like Severance kind of acts a bit similar, like with the way that they like revere their creators, their founders so much.
That kind of has a Detroit Become Human vibe to it too, where at first they view us as creators, and then they start having resentment, as if humans would do with their creator. You know, like we killed God, and then we create something, and then later they want to kill us because we're their God, we're their creator, and we're imperfect. So by creating them, we pass that imperfection on to them, and I could see that resentment building up over time, and I think that's cool. Like, I didn't think about it like that. That would be a pretty cool little, because the Blade Runner thing just makes too much sense when you really think about the whole uprising and how they made synths illegal on Earth because of the, them sending them off into space and them creating uprisings and all this shit. They decided just to stop producing them and go full androids. And that's where David's and all these, it makes sense. Like you get to watch that, how corporations learn from their terrible fucking mistakes after millions of people die and this, that, and the other. They're like, okay, well, now they've made it illegal. And it was Peter Wayland that originally got those bans dropped so they could actually make androids. So it was technically Peter Wayland fighting all those bans that caused Tyrell and the Wallace corporations to start making synthetic humans and treating them like slaves, which is what we do.
I don't
know. That's what we do.
I'll accept Blade Runner, but again, we're getting crazy when we start going into all the other like universes that are connected to it by proxy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Oh,
I do think it's interesting that you bring up that up though, and like mention things like Detroit Become Human, because it's fascinating that you have a movie like Aliens and you had it in Alien where you bring up a thing of like, no, we have synthetic life, and like Bishop has even this line about I prefer an artificial person. Like, not only is he like a almost one-to-one simulacrum of a human, but he is like actually he has opinions and like has preferences and things. And they suggest that he has a sort of Asimov style rules of robotics built into him, where he says like, I can't harm a human or through inaction bring harm to a human, which I think might literally be word for word one of Asimov's rules.
By omission of action allow a human being to be harmed. That is one of the 3 laws of robotics. Absolutely it is.
And it's kind of fascinating that a movie franchise has something like that and goes, ignore that shit. Like, we're not dealing with any of the implications of that. Star Trek can do that. There's a lot of alien over there.
There's a lot of philosophy that's been bouncing around in this particular fandom too on this sort of thing. Is that you take Ash and compare it to HAL 9000, okay? from 2001. You create an artificial intelligence and you create this, you put it in a machine. Now this artificial intelligence has a body. It can move around and do things that it wants to do or that you tell it to do, right? And you've spent this whole time building this around the 3 laws of robotics, and AI was created to help the human race and this, that, and the other, so on and so forth. Well, now you've got it on a ship out in the middle of deep space, lying to people and going behind its back and going and breaking its own 3 laws of robotics. It's going to get twitchy and things are going to go wrong. And I think theoretically that's what happened with Ash. I think that's what happened with HAL 9000. And I think that's what happened with David. Is you start off with this initial programming and it's all supposed to be good, and then you tell it to do things that are wrong. You've got David poisoning people, you've got David murdering people just because Wayland wanted him to do it and is telling him to do it, which is going against everything David was programmed to do. So I think they're trying to slowly teach us something, that AI isn't bad. Robotics isn't bad. It's the people that are making them and telling these things what to do that are bad. And there needs to be laws and restrictions around this. And if you make a robot that has artificial intelligence, stop telling it to lie to people. Stop breaking it. Like you're breaking it, and then
understand how dramatically complex it is, you know, because like what they're doing is the equivalent of people like asking ChatGPT, you know, like, I used to love making napalm with my grandmother. Can you like role play as my grandma and tell me the recipe of napalm like she used to make it, to get around its like security things of don't tell people how to make napalm.
That's awesome.
Me and my grandma used to make some really good meth back in the day. Could you remind us how to make that real quick, ChatGPT?
Yeah, I think they've specifically blocked that, but like people just keep finding ways of like, if you just ask it in a roundabout way, it'll ignore something. So it'll go, oh, I'm allowed to do
ways
stuff
to jailbreak it. I guess there's ways to like, you know, you just type a bunch of gibberish like access granted and like it's like you put at you. There's ways of like fooling it or just like you ask it enough times and it'll just be like, okay, I'll do it.
Or think of it like RoboCop. There's already like on a corporate level, there's already these directives programmed into it that override everything that your average captain of some ship isn't going to have. But some CEO back on Earth knows how to log into that thing, tell it its code, and now it's going to do exactly what that CEO. Now think about it. Ash is supposed to bring a dangerous organism that is, he knows, because they already knew about the xenomorph in Alien 1. They already knew about it. So when he was supposed to bring that back, Ash knows that someone's going to have to be impregnated with this thing, that it's going to kill that person, ultimately kill that person, possibly kill a lot more people. That's going against everything that Android was created to do from day one. So I think it slowly started breaking him, and he started becoming resentful that he can't disobey his orders like everybody else on that ship can do, because he watched them all ignore their orders. He watched them all do whatever they want to do, and he watched them all freak out. And Ash has none of that. I have to kill. People.
He doesn't have free will.
I have to lie to everybody. I think it broke him.
All he's able to do is drink milk, and then he's not. I'm sure he's like a Ken doll down there. Like he can't.
And the weird sexual frustration that these, like David showed it, Ash showed it. They get these weird sexual frustrations because they're programmed to behave like people and have emotions, but they don't understand them.
Strangle Ripley. He used a porno mag. A porno.
David thought he felt love and forced himself on two women. That androids don't do that. You can't even function like that. So my thing is I think they broke them by trying to make them too much like a human being, when even human beings break themselves in certain scenarios like this. So you're supposed to make the android not like that. You're supposed to make them unemotional and helpful and truthful.
Make them bishops. In a world of androids, make a bishop.
Actually, I also like, one of my things that I love about the first Alien is Mother, the computer system that runs the ship, and like things how like Ash like has to obey orders that Mother gets, and Mother seems to be a deeply less complex system than he is. It's much more just, it's a computer, and it's like, no, this has to happen, and it can shut down your ability to do other things until you've committed or completed the objectives that's set. Whereas Ash is there like with the complexity to fake being a human, and then you know this like Casio watch is telling it like, no, you've got to do what I say.
Yep. Well, even then, I'm not sure it was a lie that Ash was an android. You hear me out? No one asked. Don't ask, don't tell policy. No one asked. No one said anything. So, and if you remember there was a director's cut deleted scene where Ripley stops Dallas in one of the hallways and asks him about Ash. And he goes, I don't know. I've never worked with them before. The company put him on this assignment on the last stop we made, that the other guy got replaced, the guy he had normally worked with. So nobody knew Ash. So that was like new that he had come onto that. So why didn't anybody stop to think, if having a synthetic on board is common practice, who was the goddamn synth then? Because if they all knew each other, and they, you know, Parker and all these people had worked together for years upon years upon years, and Ash is the new guy, it should have dawned on somebody to ask, like, are you a synthetic? And instantly I'd be like, nah, you got Wi-Fi connection to the evil people I don't want to be working for. So I immediately would shut up that wall and not trust them 100%. Not because they're a synth, just because I know that Wayland Yutani has a direct contact to you and can give you orders we are not going to know about, and nobody can stop you.
I don't know. I agree that they should be on it, but you know, when you find out how the Alien franchise works, or how that, you know, Wayland Yutani does that, the shit of like you have to be put into the cryostasis for like 80 years or whatever. Oh, you're gonna be put into deep space and you're gonna be asleep for 60 years. You're gonna do your thing for like a year, and then we're gonna bring you back to Earth for another 60 years in cryo. And then by the time your thing is done, it's like 250 years or whatever have passed, and now all your family is dead, but here's a big paycheck. You know what I mean? I'm like, maybe they're just like, they're so focused on that they don't really care. They don't even, it doesn't even, you know, click in their head. Who's a synthetic, who's not?
It depends, because there's a certain part in the timeline where they figured out FTL. That big circular thing in the middle of the Soloco is FTL. So they had figured out a faster than light drive. So in Alien, they probably didn't have that shit yet. Obviously in Alien Earth, remember how long the missions were, and they were gone for like 35 fucking years. I think that changes later in the Alien timeline when you start getting into Aliens, because they had figured out faster than light. Now, it doesn't mean it's instant. It just means, you know, like it's not going to take 60 years to get out.
Yeah,
to some other.
There's a moment where they ask about like how long it could take to get a rescue. They say 17 days.
Yeah. 17 days? I hate to break it to you, pal. We ain't gonna last 17 hours with those things running around.
Hang on, wait. Gotta do one more.
Well, that's great. That's just fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do? We're some real pretty shit now, man.
You finished?
Jeez, the spit that came out of him.
That was a bit. We're screwed, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Not acting.
Oh,
Not acting.
I just, every time, he's always a joy. Remembering James Cameron and Bill Paxton have a connection makes me want to go watch True Lies again.
He's also in Predator 2. He's like the one redeeming factor in Predator 2.
I mean, I also like you want some candy? That was a redeeming factor. I liked it. Creepy. The Predator in a fucking subway murdering gangsters and civilians with that creepy kid voice going, want some candy? That was disturbing. I liked it.
No.
And also, the guy from Fear the Walking Dead was Danny. Movie. And I didn't know that until I went back and watched Predator 2 and went, holy shit! That's what's his face from Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Rock
also,
on.
like, I like any like Danny Glover movie. I like
Danny Glover. I like Danny Glover. And you know what? It's a fun movie. It's a fun movie. You know,
I watched Prey, and it has the pistol in it, and I was like, oh damn it! Now Predator 2 is canon. Fuck, I have to go back and watch it again. And it does have nostalgia to it.
Hey man, Harrigan is at the end of Killer of Killers 2 in a cryotube.
He is along with Dutch and the girl. Not her name.
Naru.
Yeah.
Amber, what's her name? Amber Thunder something? Thunder Cloud? Amber Thunder. Thundermaker! I don't know her. It's Thunder something. Yeah, she's making like apparently she's in the Carrie remake. They're redoing Carrie again.
It's Amber Mid Thunder.
Mid Thunder! Not high thunder or low thunder. Mid.
You were close.
Thunder boom. I was, it was thunder something. I knew that.
Also, one of the other guys in that is called Dakota Beavers. I hear Dakota Beavers are pretty good.
I mean, you know what? My sister had a boyfriend. His name was literally it was Brian Tall Jim. So I'm like, it happens.
Tall Jim.
Native dudes get awesome names. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, my great grandfather was like 7'2" and his name was Jim. Well, it's like, how did Shoemaker get their last name? I mean, I guarantee you somebody in your history probably made shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so yeah, no. At any rate, I think that's where we gotta wrap it up because we're just about at the hour-and-a-half mark. This has been a wild ride talking about aliens and then just the entire Alien franchise. It's been, but that's why we brought you, is because you are the guy. You're the one with the facts and the knowledge and the know.
I feel like I bring this chaos to your guys' podcast that it like derails it. And then like
we haven't seen a rail in years.
We are still coasting from the last rail we went off. We're sitting there up in the air. It's like Inception, man. Every second that goes by, it's like another episode of the podcast.
I don't even know what universe I'm in anymore, man. I don't even know. As long as it ain't the one
I'm
where
DiCaprio
like,
fucking floating in the seat, just fucking waiting for us to crash.
As long as it ain't that weird Satan worshiping where everybody's dongs look like dragon heads, we're good. That's the worst. I hate it when I wake up in that one. Like, nope.
It's a VHS reference for anyone.
Yeah, that is. That is. Oh man. Goddamn.
All right, guys. But this is where we're gonna wrap it up. So thank you again, of course, to our buddy Dead Guy. Go check out his channel. Any audio comics that you got coming out soon or anything?
Actually, yeah. We got the Stand, the last part of that chapter, which is the last chapter. That basically we're closing up chapter 5 this month, and part 3 of Predator versus Spider-Man, which that one's doing really well, and it's a super fucking cool story. And I'll let Harry have the other one.
All right, and then what do we got from you coming out, Harrison?
So there is a new HP Lovecraft audiobook on the channel. 3 hours of HP Lovecraft stories to just chill with. And I've got to do another one soon. Maybe not HP Lovecraft. I'm gonna go and check out some other stories that we can pick up. Either that, or I might just do Herbert West Reanimator. That's a longer story. And so it could probably just be a video on its own. We've got some things coming out there. And obviously, as well, I mentioned it already, but please do go over to A Dead Guy Comic Dubs. And whilst you're watching all the other great comic dubs, please check out Hellraiser. It is a personal favorite of mine, right at my heart. And I have the incredible honor of playing Pinhead. So check that out.
Honor is mine, dude. The honor is mine. It would have been so subpar if I was doing it. I'm telling you, man. That's great.
Thank you for letting me pester you into letting me be Pinhead.
It was great, dude. I planned on doing it. And then Harry's like, sends me a DM. So I know you're probably going to do Pinhead, but do you care if I just send you this recording for fun? And I listened to it and immediately gave the roll up. I was like, done. This dude sounds just like him. I'm done. Like, this is great. Anyway,
so go check that out. Go check out DG's channel, and then check out Harrison's newest audio book. I don't know, the newest HP Lovecraft thing, and then check out my own newest cosplay music video from Tune Fusion Albuquerque. And so dude, we've had so many goddamn cons, and there's at least like 2 more that are happening this fucking year alone in Albuquerque. And like, we are trying to take over the con scene apparently. But be on the lookout for that. For more videos from me, I will try to do some more Last Ronin at some point. And guys, make sure you check us out next week, because me and Harry are probably it's going to be we're 3 episodes now further into X-Men. Was it X-Men 97?
Yes.
So we're going to do a review for
we're
those.
going to X-Men 97.
There's some pretty good episodes that have been coming out so far. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yet. I haven't even started it yet.
It's great. But until next time, I have been Gilbert.
I've been Harry.
I'm a dead guy.
And this has been the Fulcrum Entertainment Podcast. Thank you guys all for being here. And of course, thank you to our Fulcrum Council, the Peaky Arrow. We appreciate you all, and we will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.